The truth back at it. Now, we go take a breakdown to the so-called terror attack they say happened at the Kabul airport. But what I'm going to show you right here with this Fox News basically telling you just before, people, not too long, maybe a couple of hours before the so-called terror attack, they're telling you that it's going to happen. We go get into it and break it down and show you some things. Or they fool the damn masses. Make it run.
News alert, get this. The Kabul airport is under imminent terror threat. The U.S. warning Americans, telling them to leave the area. News alert, get this. The Kabul airport is under imminent terror threat. The U.S. warning Americans, telling them to leave the area right away.
This was before, people, before the so-called bombing. Pay attention right here. I told you, the world is just a stage, people. You have to wake up and understand that. Nothing that they show you on the news is real.
Thousands of Americans and Afghans.
Take a look at them right here, people. They're waiting to go on planes. This is not our airport setup. I don't care. They're not that close to the damn plane. What's wrong with you people? These people boarding the plane? It's trash for the masses, 100%. And I told you, all airports in the world is basically the same. They're not like the so-called Kabul airport gonna be different because it's over in Afghanistan. Our airport gotta meet the FAA so-called rules and laws. You think an airport can set up where everybody can go on the tarmac? Come on, people.
We've been evacuated from Kabul and are being housed at U.S. military air base in Qatar. And the facilities and the conditions are terrible. But now they're reportedly facing a growing crisis. Trey Yingst joins us now.
Take a look at this right here, people. Take a look, because I told you it's a hoax. All of this shit right here is just a show for the masses. Just a show. Nothing going on, people. I already told you the one world government control the whole thing. They only can run PSYOP. No real war going on.
Trey Yingst joins us now from Doha. Hey, Trey, how does it look?
Well, Brian, good morning. Qatari officials in private are warning the Americans about the conditions currently housing thousands of Afghan evacuees. Things like water and food shortages.
Why all of a sudden they evacuating people? They was just there. The so-called U.S. troop pull out, bring all of this chaos. It don't make no sense, people. Why now they're rushing to get out? It's just a show. You're not getting it.
Major concerns to the Biden administration. Now, the White House says they are aware of these issues and they're being improved as we speak. This does come as the conditions in Afghanistan, specifically at the airport in Kabul, continue to deteriorate due to security threats outside the gates. Kabul's airport has been...
People, why did America participate in this shit right here? Why did they do that? Why would they participate in this airport? So-called takeover. Why? Why would you have these people housing them, feeding them everything at the fucking airport? Why would you do that? That don't make no sense, people. It is bullshit. 100% in.
Basically closed right now. The U.S. State Department now telling Americans to shelter in place and not come to the airfield. This as American and British officials were made aware of specific ISIS-K threats against the airport.
ISIS-K, people, a new fucking terror network they're bringing to the table now. It's not ISIS, ISIS-K. The people gone dumb in this world. The whole thing is a show. And I already told you they find an excuse to bring all those Afghanistan people to America so they can give you another terrorist attack like 9/11, playing with the dumb people. This is how they do it.
No further details were provided, though the timing could not have come at a worse moment. According to U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, there are still 1,500 Americans inside Afghanistan. A number of European allies of the U.S. say they will stop flights out of the country starting tomorrow night.
I'm going to mention it again, people. These people that they're taking into America don't even wear masks, and America got the most virus, so-called, the most in the whole wide world. And they're taking these people that don't wear masks, don't social distance, don't follow none of the guidelines. But America is the number one problem with the virus ticking up. Are you still dragging all of these people, separating them and take them to America? It is bullshit. Why are you taking the people from their country? It is crap for the
as the U.S. troop drawdown begins. Yesterday, scenes
It just a show people. Look at this.
starting tomorrow night as the U.S. troop drawdown begins. Yesterday, scenes outside the airport showed thousands of people. Starting tomorrow night as the U.S. troop drawdown begins. Yesterday, scenes outside the airport showed thousands of people still waiting to be evacuated, wading through sewage and climbing over walls to try and get inside.
Walking through sewage, and I tell you, people, it's part of what's going on in the world stage. Let me give you a little hint. Everybody is running to Babylon. That's what they're showing you. Basically showing that people will do any fucking thing in the world to come to America. That's a fucking lie. That's what they want you to see. Yes, and let the Americans people feel like, you see how good we have it. Oh yes, we live all good and nice, but your time is coming. The whole wide world gonna be erupt.
The Pentagon now says 13,000 people were evacuated in the past 24 hours, bringing
Where you're going with them is bullshit, people, and look at them like I don't tell you. They don't follow the guideline that America is fucking with you about. Why would you pull these people in America? It's garbage.
total since the Taliban took over to more than 95,000. U.S. officials are still pledging to help others even after U.S. troops leave. Take a listen.
Let me be crystal clear about
right here. As you can see the star post up right there to show you who they work for. Listen to him right
this.
here.
There is no deadline on our work to help any remaining American citizens who decide they want to leave to do so.
Wow, why would American citizen in there to begin with? You're American citizen, you're in a fucking war zone. The Americans say they're leaving and you're still there? Get the fuck out of here. Move.
This is an ABC News special report. Now reporting, David Muir.
Good afternoon, and we are coming on the air at this hour with breaking news, and it's difficult. The latest details in the bomb attack outside the airport in Kabul.
So you see, people, the Fox News prep you up for it, and then bam, ABC give you the breaking news that yes, it did happen. The same thing Fox tell you there was basically prepping up for. There you go right here. Pay attention.
We have just learned from the Pentagon, this is their statement, we can confirm that a number of U.S. service members were killed at the Kabul airport. A number of others are being treated for wounds. A number of Afghans fell victim to
this right here, people. Pay attention. What the first thing you see? Just pay attention. Ain't nobody dumb here.
wounds. A number of Afghans.
First thing you see is a man with a phone. You see that right there? How did this man with a phone get this close to a victim, so-called, to help him? Because he not helping, you just have a phone. This is dumb, people. Wake your ass up. It's just a show. Watch this right here.
Fell victim to this heinous attack.
You see this right here? Look at the man. Now, is his foot is got the damage, right? Where is the blood? Only on his white clothes. He don't run down to his fucking foot right there. White don't run down. Why no blood on his foot right there, people? But it's right here where his clothing at. Because it is fake. We just act. Pay attention.
You're looking at the very difficult pictures coming wounds. A number of Afghans fell victim to this heinous attack. You're looking at the very difficult pictures coming in from the scene, and we warn the very difficult.
See what he did? Look at him again. I'm gonna pull it back up. Watch it. He looked dead on at the camera right there. Why? It's just a show, people, and they can't resist. It's time for them to come on camera. You know who they are? Crisis actors. They're hungry for the light. Run it.
Difficult pictures coming in from the scene, and we warn you, many of these images are graphic. A suspected suicide. The very difficult pictures coming in from the scene, and we warn you, many.
Yeah, you want some too? Yes, all of them were on camera.
These images are graphic. A suspected suicide bomber detonating near the Abbey Gate at.
You hear that, people? The suspected suicide bomber. Yes, he exploded the bomb and died with it. There you go, just to kill some Americans. You believe it? The whole thing is bullshit.
The airport, that's one of the main entrances of the airport. Again, the Pentagon just moments ago reporting a number of U.S. service members were killed at the Kabul airport. That area, of course.
Look at this guy that they're moving, people. He actually clean. No bomb hit him. Remember, it's a bomb went off. Ain't nobody dumb. Look at him. You see debris on him like a bomb hit him? He look burnt. Take a look.
It's packed with Afghan people.
Who is these guys, people? The same fucking guys again, moving somebody else, and the next man
desperate to get Afghan
because he still got the phone in his hand. He's not there to help. He's just bullshit for the dumb masses. Pay attention right here. Go back.
Afghan people desperate to.
Who is this? Look at this guy with a backpack on. Wow, who is these people? And okay, let's watch.
Afghan people desperate to get out of the country. The Pentagon calling this a complex.
Wow, all of a sudden they're desperate to get out of the country. People, this sound like bullshit to you or what? All of a sudden they're fighting, killing each other to get out of the country. Wow, why would you run away from your country, man? Because somebody with a gun there? This is bullshit for the
attack just 5 days before the U.S. complex attack. Just 5 days.
Who's spraying the water? Is that the same guy that
before the U.S. deadline to withdraw from Afghanistan?
Wow, look at this right here. They already have a drip hook to him. These are not paramedics, people. I just show you the one with the backpack on, the one with the phone on them. They're not paramedics. So why the fuck they have a drip on him?
Complex attack just 5 days before complex attack. Members were killed at the Kabul airport. That area, of course, packed with Afghan people desperate to get out of the country. The Pentagon calling this a complex attack just 5 days before the U.S. deadline to withdraw
out of a car and then put him on a bed, people.
From Afghanistan. Kabul Emergency Hospital at this hour telling ABC News it has received about 60 wounded people so far.
60s according.
There was a second explosion. That additional explosion happened near the Baron Hotel, not far from the airport. The U.S. has been warning of a potential attack like this for several days now.
They've been warning for 7 days now, or several days now, about this attack. Look at this guy looking at his hand. Getting some time in. I told you what they are. Crisis.
Concerned about ISIS-K, an ISIS affiliate there in Afghanistan, an ISIS affiliate.
What is this right here, people? A man on his phone again, and he laughing. It's not real. Pay attention.
There in Afghanistan, a sworn enemy of the Taliban as well.
Wow. So it's the enemy of the Taliban as well. The so-called ISIS-X, ISIS-K. Wow, what a dumb shit for the people.
Group has claimed responsibility as of yet. The U.S. had been controlling the airport. Taliban fighters controlling the perimeter outside the airport.
Really?
President Biden, for much of this day, in the Situation Room at the White House this morning, now in the Oval, he had repeatedly said that there was great risk in this mission, that this was a dangerous mission, which is why he continued to say the goal for his administration was that all...
Look at this again, people. What is this guy problem? A bomb hit him? Wow, okay.
August 31st deadline, which is why he continued to say the goal for his administration was that August 31st deadline. Amid growing pressure from some leaders around the world, some of our allies, to extend that deadline, the president has maintained the longest to extend that deadline. The president...
You believe they're really injured? Wow, it just
has maintained the longer the U.S.
Look at this shit right here. Look at this guy.
To extend that deadline. The president has maintained the...
Look at this one right here. They're faking it, people. Nothing wrong. Pay attention.
The longer the U.S. remains in Kabul, the greater the risk. We have seen that risk play out. The greater the risk. We have seen that risk play out.
Yeah, look at this. Is he smirking again? Let's see his face, people.
In real time, I want to bring in our senior foreign correspondent, Ian Pannell. And again, Ian, for viewers just joining us, as we're on the air at this hour, the very difficult headline from the Pentagon moments ago. We're on the air at this hour, the very difficult headline from the Pentagon moments ago. We can confirm the Pentagon saying a number of U.S. service members were killed at the Kabul airport. And Ian, you've been reporting from the ground in Kabul for many days. I know you're...
Yes, he did for many days. They don't bomb him. He's the one who's spreading the whole thing. He never get bombed, but pay attention.
Now in Qatar, after having flown from the airport to Qatar, and this was precisely what U.S. authorities were so concerned about.
They were concerned about it.
Yeah, David, this almost defies words. It's bewildering. It's horrifying. It was already
Read the script.
very distressing scene down at the airport yesterday. We were at the Abbey Gate. A very distressing scene down at the airport yesterday. We were at...
It almost looked like the man that in the bed get up a little bit.
A very distressing scene down at the airport yesterday.
It sort of look like he hold up his head right there. Let's see.
Today, we were at the Abbey Gate, on that very spot where the blast happened. We saw US troops, US Marines, British soldiers, others, State Department officials, risking their lives to go right up to the front line there to rescue individuals. We were in the watchtower right by that site, which you can see in the backdrop of one of those horrifying videos.
They just released these smoke bombs, people. Nothing going on. It's just a hoax.
With the Marines, and there was an American passport holder down in the crowd, waving his blue passport. The Marines were shouting, "Come to Abbey Gate, we'll go and get you and pull you in." And that's the reality of how this operation was being carried out.
Look at them, it's a bullshit, people. The whole thing is staged.
My dear brother, we were there and suddenly there was an explosion. We climbed out of the water and saw that many people were affected.
You climb out of the water? You didn't look like you was in no water. But pay attention.
By the explosion. People were hurled everywhere, their brains scattered.
Wow,
there were
brains scattered. Okay, yeah.
So foreign forces who had fallen. People started running away, and we got out.
How would they take this guy out of a car to put him on a bed? Where is the hospital? Is it right there?
I saw at least 400 to 500 people.
Okay, you just put an H right there and that's the hospital. I guess that's hospital right there. It's a little building.
The explosion was really powerful. Half were hurled into the water, others on the ground outside. We carried the wounded here on stretchers, and here, my clothes are others on the ground outside. We carried the wounded here on stretchers.
You see, he carried the wounded in on stretcher with the hand sign with the pyramid on it. But pay attention to what he
And
said.
here, my clothes are
What?
Here on stretchers, and here, my clothes are completely bloodied.
You see that, people? He only have to just tell you that his clothes is completely bloody and you just believe it. Do you see blood on his clothes? Do you see blood on him? He didn't even look like he was in no water. But there you go, people. You buy everything on TV. If they're doing this only with one patient and they have a whole lot, how would they get something done? They're taking out this one guy out the car forever to put him on a fucking gurney. This is dumb right here. Go back. I don't have nothing for the people, man. All bullshit. And I told you, don't believe nothing that come from Afghanistan. It's just a stage. Nothing is real, people. All fake shit for their damn agenda. You soon see it come. I'm gone.